biggest difference in a resume that comes from someone who's a foreigner to someone who's here is that foreigners add their picture. And they add if they're married, they add how many children they have, they add all this personal information that actually employers in Quebec are not allowed to even ask you. So one of the things that foreigners have to understand is that they need to take that off their resume completely and then start fresh with literally a blank slate. Where have you worked? What have you done? And if this was a conversation between someone that you've just met that's a professional conversation, is this information that I would be revealing? If they already have like 10 to 15 years of experience, even 5 years of experience, to go, oh, I'm going to go get my bachelor's. Oh, I'm going to go start a master's. Oh, I'm going to go do a PhD. What you want to do is you want to try and keep working. And while you're working, get an education at the same time. Do it in the evenings if it's feasible. If not, then don't, and just prove yourself within an organization, and you'll move up the corporate ladder. And you can also, once you start working for a company for a year or two, then you now have Canadian experience and you have the experience that you have from before, and that will be considered when you're looking for another job. When foreigners come here as project managers, what happens is that they can be pigeonholed and into stereotypes, and thinking that someone that's coming from another place can have a certain type of structure, a certain type of form. The accent is perceived as something that can be rude or abrupt, and that's something that's held against them. So when they feel that that could be happening to them, the important thing is to take a step back, breathe, and just listen to how you're speaking. And something that can help you do that is record yourself talking. Pretend like you're having an interview with somebody and hear what it is that you're saying. There are sales courses that are also offered in Quebec, and that can be a great addition to project management. If you're getting an interview, then it means your paper has sold you. And the only thing the company wants to make sure is that the paper matches the person that's sitting in front of them in one way or another. And so then if you're not getting a second interview and if you're not getting a job, then there's something that's lacking between the paper that you're presenting and the person that's sitting in front of the person who's interviewing. So then what you have to do is you have to take a step back, look at yourself, and it's hard. You have to criticize what you're doing and what you're doing wrong, and then try and fix it. And it's hard, if you can't hear yourself. So you have to record it. And you are going to sound different than other people are hearing you, but at the same time, it's important to take a step back in regards to what you might be doing wrong and trying to figure out where the loopholes are. And also, if you can get feedback as to why you didn't get a job, that can be important as well. A typical error in Quebec would be if they're working with a recruiter, what the recruitment process is. So that means that they'll directly go, if I were to say to you, I'm going to send you to Bombardier, for example, or I'm going to send you to Alstrom, for example, and they'll say, oh, great, and I'll say, here's the website, go look it up, have an opportunity to review what the job is and what the company is and how you fit within the organization. Many foreigners will then apply to the job. And now they're stuck because I'm going to send their resume to the company, and they've also sent their resume to the company. And they think, oh, well, now I'm in the company. Well, no, now you've just burned yourself, because if they have a relationship with the recruiter that they're working with, then they're not going to end up interviewing that person because they understand that they're not respecting the process.